And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Spurs?
You have to give them credit for their defense here in the early stages. I mean, they've shown tremendous anticipation, on the same page as a unit defensively, especially on those block shots.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
On offense, here is San Antonio. They're on an 11-2 run. And talk about a star from day one, Clark. Paolo Banchero.
You know, B.A., I love this kid's game. He's got great confidence, terrific body. He's relentless, plays with a lot of energy. And offensively, there's not much he can't do. I mean, he rebounds, he competes on defense. Boy, I like a lot about this young man's game.
Now a timeout called by Minnesota. A line change here for San Antonio.
And when it came to rebounding, they were in the top half of the league. They refused to be outworked, never afraid to make it a physical battle.
And you look at their assists, top 5 in the league, specifically because of how committed they were to moving the ball and making sure they got great looks. Hunter, a screen on Fultz. Here's Simmons. Here's Hunter. Oh, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and a nasty jam.
Really rare to see a guy that's 6'11" have the kind of elite passing skills that Ben Simmons has. Really, really impressive.
The Timberwolves trail. There's 53 seconds left in the first. Wagner finds Collins. From downtown, San Antonio with a rebound. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year.
And they'll meet 3 times overall. A little bit of a tone setter here tonight.
First time you face a team in the season, that's when you're looking to take that mental advantage. Demonstrate you're better. And that could make it easier down the road.
Here's Daniels. Pass to Clark. Now Fultz. Now here's Collins. And here's Wagner. Simmons defending. Wagner outside. Here's Collins. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
And so it's San Antonio closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. More 2K action in just a moment. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
You could really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
We've got Dyson Daniels. Bam Adebayo is out there with DeAndre Hunter. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Alvarado in at the 1. That's who's in the game for the Spurs. Fultz passes to Ellis. Off target from 3-point range. San Antonio leading. Pass to Hunter. Uses the glass on the layup. Hunter's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
You know, Grant, looking back to the Spurs' tough last season, free throw shooting was something they pointed to.
You know, B.A., it's something they have to correct. They didn't get to the line enough, and their percentage wasn't good when they did. And, of course, that's a bad combination.
Down low. Daniels, that one's true. Daniels has gotten his first basket of the night.
Boy, Hart is one of those guys you look at and you can just see the team is first with him. Never hesitates to find the open guy.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Ben Simmons has dealt with injuries, yes, but the mental aspect is also one that he's working on. He said, quote, being assertive and aggressive. I know who I am. I know I need to get to the rim and get buckets, and that's also going to help my teammates and get them going. Brian, they are all about regaining that confidence.
Such a key right now. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there.
They're really working the paint now.
Zion Williamson is checked in for San Antonio. Thibault comes in for Daniels. Reeves is checked in for the Timberwolves. White comes in for Fultz. The Timberwolves have got none of their first 3 shots to fall so far in the second. White, the pass to Banchero. Back to White. Thibault with a steal. And here comes the break. Here's Hunter. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And Grant, as we are just kicking off the in-season tournament, it's interesting how they make the groups.
Yeah, the teams are divided up first by conferences, East and West. Then they draw the 15 teams into 3 groups from 5 pots. The groups are based off of last year's record. They really try to even them out.
Jones, he's checked in for Hart. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Collins checked in. He's off on the second.
You know, he didn't get to the line in that entire first quarter. But right now, he's showing some aggressiveness out there.
White can't hit.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Really buckling down on the defensive end.
Timeout. And that's the only way to play full court man-to-man. You know that from your days at UNLV. 100% intensity a must.
And Minnesota calls time here. Different look for San Antonio. Clark is checked in for Zion Williamson. Batum comes in for Hunter. And it's Josh Hart in for Alvarado. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. The Spurs have gotten off to a sensational 5-for-5 start in the second quarter. Batum with a screen on White. Batum outside. There's the 3. Rebound Minnesota. Here's Reeves. 8 points in his last timeout. And here's White. Banchero outside. Gets the 3 to fall. Banchero's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that's how Banchero creates driving lanes. That shot right there, knocking it down, opens the floor for him.
Good work there as it goes. And the Spurs lead by 18.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Minnesota's gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Well, when Josh Hart gets going, his confidence skyrockets, Grant. That seems to be the key for him.
Well, his floor game is special regardless. I mean, the rebounding and defense are his bread and butter, B.A. And when he's hitting shots, he becomes the complete package on the wing.
Batum outside from the arc. Collins with the rebound. The Timberwolves shooting a rough 25% from the field in this game. Thibault against White. Finally gets one to go. That makes him 1 for 5 in this game.
San Antonio timeout. Okay, everybody, time to get up and get loud right now. Your third USA.
So San Antonio going with almost an entire new group here. Adebayo's checked in for Clark. Zion Williamson comes in for Batum. Hunter's checked in for Jones. And Alvarado's subbed in for Hart. Franz Wagner checked in for the Timberwolves. Now here's Alvarado. He's guarded by White. Adebayo, that's good.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
The Timberwolves have gotten only 2 of 8 field goals to go in the second. White finds Wagner. Here's Reeves. Takes a three. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Alvarado right side. Williamson with a screen on White. Alvarado, the pass to Williamson. And again, it's San Antonio converting.
They're playing great team basketball. It's good movement and sharp, crisp passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
And Carroll passes to White. For 3. The shot by Reeves, no good. Time called here. San Antonio decides to talk it over. Here's Batum. Misses the deep three-point attempt. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Spurs opening up a huge gap. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie. All right, Allie, thanks for that. We will see everyone right back after this break. Ready for the second half.
I think for the Timberwolves, well, I know you want to talk about standings and such, but right now, it's the GYGP. I know neither of you knows what that means.
And fellas, looking now at the first half of play, ground to make up a major deficit for the Timberwolves. And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You look at Zion Williamson, what a contribution.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's 5. Banchero out there with Wagner. Then there's John Collins. Then it's Austin Reeves. And it's White in at the 1. And finished off by Adebayo.
Boy, Simmons is so intelligent in these screen and rolls. A fantastic decision maker.
And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. You know, Grant, last season for the Spurs, their worst winning percentage since 1997.
And for a franchise that's done so much winning, BA, kind of strange to see. I mean, 4 straight years missing the playoffs, but before that, 22 straight playoff appearances and 5 titles.
Drew the contact from long range, and he almost got the hoop to fall. Instead, he'll shoot 3 at the line.
Love seeing Banchero play with that kind of force, making the defense figure out how they're going to deal with him.
Paolo Banchero taking 3 shots.
The free throw drops for Banchero. And Grant, is someone whose career spanned eras, you feel playing defense is more difficult than it was 2 decades ago?
Oh, BA, it's much more difficult, in part because the contact allowed is much more strict. Shooters can create contact and be rewarded with free throws, and the skill level on offense has truly raised. It makes it tough for the defender to really get down and play that tough-nosed defense.
And the Spurs making a change here. Springer's checked in. Here's Simmons, and it's Simmons with the jam.
When Simmons is driving inside, I'm telling you, he's going to sky up for the flush, getting to the bucket in no time.
Here's White. San Antonio with a rebound.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Jones' shot is good.
3 straight buckets to start the half. This is how they wanted to come out and execute.
Now here's White. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. And Carroll with a screen on Jones. Here's Wagner. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the middle. Here's Springer. And the layup falls. Springer's got his first points of the game.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Well, the Timberwolves shooting just 24% in this one. Not great. And Minnesota calls time here.
Protecting the rim has to be their top objective right now.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
And the Spurs with some changes. Hunter comes in for Zion Williamson. And Alvarado's subbed in for Ben Simmons. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Outside White. Wagner up top to stop the run. Another miss by Minnesota.
Stumbling to start the second half. 3 straight misses.
And for the Berlin native, Franz Wagner. His NBA career is off to a terrific start.
Yeah, at 6'10", he's extremely versatile. He's already a talented scorer at all 3 levels. Plus, he's able to put the ball on the floor and create for his teammates.
And Minnesota calls time here. And the Spurs making a change here. Kleber's checked in. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Fultz is checked in. The Timberwolves have gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Left side White. Rebound San Antonio.
They've shown that power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, on any given night, you can see NBA stars put up huge point totals. Clippers coach Ty Lue said, quote, when you have those big explosive scoring nights, guys are getting to the free throw line and teams are encouraging them to take 3-point shots. So if you get hot and you make some, you can score a lot of points. Brian?
Yeah, it all adds up, doesn't it, Allie? Thanks for that. And it's good for 2.
And once Bam gets the ball inside, the bucket is almost guaranteed. He's a serious producer in the paint.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Adebayo sets a screen. Alvarado, the pass to Adebayo. Here's Springer. He's guarded by White. And the basket by Springer.
They're going old school out there now. Working the mid-range part of the floor.
They keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Fultz passes to Banchero. Shot clock at 6. Alvarado with a rebound.
Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
Hunter finds Adebayo. Hunter, a screen on Collins. The kick to Hunter. Jacks up a 3. And the three-pointer goes. Hunter's got 11 points.
They're making it look easy out there, just having fun.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Minnesota's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Fultz passes to Banchero. Back to Fultz. White against Kleber. Let's go with a 3. San Antonio with a rebound. Adebayo's got rebound number 7 tonight.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Kleber with a screen. Takes the 3. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
And so the San Antonio Spurs just dominating the opposition as they maintain a 36-point. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got Josh Hart, Zion Williamson out there with Brandon Clark. Then it's Ben Simmons, and it's Daniels in a 2-guard. That's the San Antonio 5. Williamson with a screen on Fultz. Here's Simmons. Here he goes. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Remarkable athleticism of Simmons right there. Driving to the cup. When he's doing that, you need to get out of his way.
Fultz finds Banchero. And per the most recent CBA, players now get to share in the league's licensing revenue, Clark.
Yeah, you know, without superstar players, the league wouldn't make as much in licensing. I was glad to see the two sides come together on this issue. It's a delicate one, but I think they landed in a good spot.
All right, time for an injury report.
Hey guys, the head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves provided some information. He said it doesn't look good at all. They are very concerned. This being November, they have some time to work through their options. We'll see which way they go.
Okay, thanks for the update. Good to get that information. Now we know how things are coming along, Grant.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Doubled by Hart, and a bit of a battle for the ball, and the officials signal a jump ball here. And stolen by Clark. Williamson with a screen on Fultz. Pass to Hart from behind the arc. Yes, and that's Simmons with the assist. Simmons has got 4 assists in the game. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Spurs.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end, tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
And we also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition, just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
To the inside, Williamson, and a nice finish on the layup.
I just love the ball movement.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. The kick out to Banchero. Can they get it? Rebounded by the Spurs.
You know, after connecting on 1 3-pointer in the first half, he hasn't netted another one since.
Hits the trifecta.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a 3-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
The Timberwolves have got 1 out of 6 shots to fall in this final quarter. Not ideal. And the foul on Ben Simmons. That's his first foul of the game. Scoring in the NBA is the highest it's been in over 50 years, Clark. You think it's time for some rule changes to help the defense?
You know, I'm not sure where you would go in that regard because every rule change for the most part has certainly tilted towards the offense recently. And I don't necessarily have a problem with that. The NBA has made it clear that entertainment is a core pillar, and appeasing and appealing to their fans is a huge driver, and that means more offense as opposed to more defense.
Jones, he's checked in for San Antonio. Alvarado comes in for Simmons. Here's Jones. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Outside White. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. 6 to shoot. Inside. And that one drops for him.
Textbook play inside. Wagner doing everything right in that case.
San Antonio has gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the fourth. Alvarado, the pass to Hunter. Soft touch off the glass.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the Spurs.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And with this performance, they'll have claimed their 8th win of the year.
The chess match between these coaches just getting started. They face off 3 times, so we'll see how they both adjust when they meet later in the year against the Timberwolves.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Bam Adebayo.
Boy, I liked how he mixed it up on the glass. Wasn't afraid to get in there and do the dirty work. Showed some real grit and toughness tonight.
For Minnesota, they've gotten 4 of 9 shots to go in during this fourth quarter. Pass to Wagner. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth.
The rebounding numbers make it obvious why they're in front.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
Hart passes to Hunter. And that one's good.
And, guys, that's got to be the dagger. This is how you finish a game.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it.
Pass to Reeves. Wagner with it to end the run. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Really like how Wagner has really gone after it on offense. That's part of why he's hot right now.
Launches it from deep. No good. So we see the Spurs taking the W here. And Grant, in addition to getting the regular season win here tonight, they also start the group. All right, Allie, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.